As Aaron said, I've been here for a little over 6 years, and I am not going to talk about any kind of schemes or one single tool that's going to change everything. I want to talk about making the most of your big site, and I want to do it in 3 different ways. First, it's going to be working for great data versus links. That's kind of been a theme where people get caught up. I need links, I need links, I need links, but what about the other things that happen while you're link building? I think a lot of times we discard that data. I'm going to get into that. The second one is building relationships. Just any business needs great relationships, so I'm going to go into how to build relationships and get some meaningful links and get some meaningful shares from that. Also, being the voice of your brand. If you aren't telling your story, if you aren't showing up for when people search for your brand, somebody else is. That could be great or it could be detrimental. So I want to go into some of that and how being the voice of your own brand can save you a lot of money and frustration. So first, working for great data versus links. So 3 or 4 years ago now, we were like, you know what? We need to get a lot of links for clients. We need to get valuable links. You know what, .edus, those seem like a really cool thing, so let's have our clients do a scholarship. So our clients, they said, okay, we'll pony up some money, because you said .edus, and I've been reading, those are important. And we said, yeah, those are important. Those will send a lot of value to your site. So our clients put together a scholarship. So we launched it. They got a couple links. Sweet. Not too much work. Just emailing out, get some links. But then we're like, you know what, let's get more links. How about we have somebody call, make it a little more personal? So we hired someone, we hired an actor. He sweet-talked the guidance counselors, not scamming them, just telling them that our clients had an essay scholarship and we wanted them to participate and link over to it. So we got more links. Our conversion rate for email was about 5% for links. When we called people and followed up, it was over 20%. So being more personal, we were able to get more links. We were able to show that we weren't a scam. But it was still just about the links at that point. And then we were like, you know what? Let's get even more. Links, links, links. Let's go after anchor text. If we have a client in the beauty space, maybe we call the scholarship the Online Hair Product Scholarship. And now they have all these links pointing over to their site saying online hair products. Google, look at that. Isn't that important? It could be. But I think we're still missing the mark. So this time around, like, you know what? Stop scholarshiping solely for links. We had a lot of clients this year. We're like, oh, we should do a scholarship. And they're like, cool, we're going to do it. It's like, well, what are you going to do with the data? People are going to give you essays. People are going to fill out surveys for your scholarship. What are you going to do with that? Well, I don't know. We'll have somebody pick a best one. And then do what with it? We've got this great data. What are you going to do with it? So we said, any client that we weren't able to come up with a good idea, and it was some up to the account manager, some up to budgets and getting things pushed through. We said, no, we're not going to do it if we can't do something with the data. So we had a client that decided to send out a survey with the scholarship. And then we created an infographic with that survey. And this is the type of results that we get. Yeah, we got 120 links for the scholarship. Great. But the infographic that we created with that data was 900 Facebook likes, 3,700 tweets. It got shared on LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest. That's some social traction, and it really built up their brand. You're like, oh, no way. Oh, okay, I've heard of them. Cool. What else did it get? Oh, that infographic, it got 64 more links. More importantly, it got over 11,000 page views. And this isn't what we were trying for, but it also converted 2 people. So when we stopped just scholarshiping solely for links and started looking at, well, what else can we do with that data? We actually got a great asset that's going to live longer than a 1-year scholarship. It's going to be out there, and it's going to get featured on places like this: Jezebel, Mashable, Marketing Pilgrim. When we think of things bigger than links, great things are going to come from that. The second part, building relationships. I want to talk about images. Will mentioned a little bit about images, logo specifically earlier. I want to touch on that a little bit further on how to go about talking to people that have decided to steal/borrow/ I'm sorry for using your image. Maybe you spend a lot on photography and someone stole your image. What do you do about that? The second one's alternate sites. I want to talk about what happens with some of the other versions of your website. One example, like when they spell it wrong, We'll get into more detail on that. Also, outreach. I want to talk about when you do really bad outreach. And I'm going to talk about how we did some really bad outreach. It was just sloppy. And then how we turn that around. So images. There's the right way, and then there's the fuzzy, terrible way to go about getting links and getting relationships from your images. So you have your own images. You see someone's using it. You say, oh, you're using my image? Cease and desist. Stop doing that. How many people, if I sent you a cease and desist, you think that'd be a good start to a relationship? I'm pretty sure that would just kill it on the spot. It's like, all right, I'm not going to talk to them. In fact, I just like that person now. He said I can't use something that I was once using. All right. But ImageRaider, how many people have heard of ImageRaider? ImageRaider is free up to a point, and then you can load in a ton more images for a really cheap amount of money, or really low cost. Basically, you load your images in, and it says, hey, that's a screenshot from my inbox. I have these filtered out wherever one of my clients' images is used, whether it's a logo, an infographic, maybe it's the photography of their products that they own. It says, hey, hello, ImageRaider here. I found another one of your images. Here it is. It'll also tell you if it links. So then what do? I don't send a cease and desist. I go, hey, thanks so much for using our image. Really appreciate that you found some value in sharing that. Maybe you could link it over to that product so people could actually get to it. You wrote something positive about it, or maybe I use that image as a point to introduce a new product. Maybe I have somebody on my team that I think is going to be an expert for them. I say, hey, I've got this person you might want to talk to. They wrote these articles. You think you want to feature them? Or maybe provide some value to their customers. I'm so glad you want to use that image. Here's a discount that we've given out to other people. Maybe you want to share that as well. So instead of killing it with a cease and desist or killing it going, oh, whatever, they need to take that down right away, form a relationship out of it. So alternate sites. So with site misspellings or maybe the .nets, .orgs, .cos, there's a right way and then there's a quick fix. So I want to take an example. I love IKEA. I was looking at their backlink profile. I was looking at some variations, and they fit my mold. I'm like, oh, IKEA's great. IKEA.co. How many people have been to IKEA.co? No, it doesn't lead anywhere. It just, the page cannot be found. So I looked for backlinks, and I used Open Site Explorer, Majestic SEO, and Ahrefs. And just to illustrate, when you're looking for to find some extra information, maybe it's not the worst idea to use a couple different tools. Open Site Explorer, it's really good. In this example, it wasn't. It came back with 0 links. Majestic SEO came back and said, hey, I found 6 people linking to IKEA.co. And then Ahrefs said, hey, I found a different 6 people linking to IKEA.co. Or they had a couple in common. But then I said, okay, well, the quick fix, we just buy IKEA.co, or whoever owns it now is just sitting on it. And we threw everyone redirected back to IKEA.com. Everyone's redirected. It's great. You could do that. That'd be really easy. Or you say, oh, who's house2home.co.uk? Oh, it's the Good Housekeeping of the UK. They were linking to the wrong version of our site. 26,000 Twitter followers, 28,000 people like them on Facebook. I feel like I just wouldn't want to 301 that domain, maybe just redirect it to my site. And maybe reach out and say, hey, I noticed you're linking to the wrong, you're linking to a dead page. It doesn't go anywhere. Here's the actual product you were linking to, you meant to link to. And also, hey, we've got this great new product that we want to offer you. We've got this new spring line, and try to form that relationship. Does it take a little bit of time and personalization? Yes. But am I going to do that in order to maybe form a long-lasting relationship with house to home? You bet. The last part, I'm going to talk about outreach and fixing it or ignoring it. So how many people have ever done just bad outreach? Ever just sent out a message where you're like, oh man, you got a bad response? There should be lots of hands raised, but I've sent out bad outreach before. So how many people have sent out outreach this bad? We accidentally sent the template to like 35 people. It was a couple more than that. So dear insert site name, we really like the post, insert post name here. We sent this out. For whatever reason, checks and balances, it got sent out. And it was bad. We're like, oh no, what do we do? Okay, well, those ones are dead. We're not going to form a relationship with them. They're not going to want to hear from us. But the other people, we can use the rest of the list. Let's just make the most of what we have left over. But instead, we reached out to them. And we found out that site owners really like it when you own up. And they like that because it makes you a real person. We sent an email back saying, hey, you just received an email from us, and we're sorry. I'm embarrassed. It was bad. You got the template. I know we had this offer in there for you. We're really sorry. Here it is. Here's offer this to your readers. We're sorry we sent you that outreach. It's embarrassing. And we came off like a real person, and a lot of them went, oh, you know what? That's okay. It happens. I get that. And for those people that we sent that bad outreach to, we received twice as many links and twice as many social mentions from those sites. So I wouldn't go about using this as your entire strategy, send out the template, and then go back and say you're sorry. But I think it proves a point that you could sweep that under the rug and be like, you know what? No, like they're done. Or you could go back and say, hey, we're sorry. Owning your mistakes makes you seem like a real person. The last one is my favorite one. Being the voice of your brand. So if you're not the voice of your brand, someone else is going to be talking for you. So who's going to tell the story about your brand? It could be you. It could be somebody else, whether they're talking about maybe it's reviews, maybe it's coupons, it's discounts, it's the bios. You could be there telling it, or somebody else could tell it, and it might be all right, or it could be really, really negative. He doesn't want a treat. So I want to talk about this in 3 different ways. Search engine result visibility, how you're not going to be there, and who is going to be there. SEM waste, I want to talk about the waste in pay-per-click. And the last one, I want to talk about affiliate waste. So let's talk about the SERP visibility first. So Hannah over at Distilled, I've got her Twitter down there, Hannah Bobana, a very smart person, very smart girl. She was talking about owning your own executive bio pages, and I wasn't there when she presented talking about bio pages, but I was looking for examples and looking, and then that guy had a good one. It's like, oh, well, Adam, Rim Kaufman, he's got his own page on Rim Kaufman. Great. He's telling his own story. It could be, if he was a little more popular, maybe it would be a Wikipedia page that would rank for it. But he's got that page there. And you know what that page does? It provided him 55 links from 28 different domains. The links could be going to somewhere else besides Rim Kaufman. They could be going to Wikipedia. They could be going to LinkedIn. They could be going to Twitter. But instead, he has the page. He is speaking about himself, and he gets links for it. He gets rewarded. He gets to tell his own story. So these are some big names, but I think they fit the mold and they prove a good point. Ursula Burns, CEO of Xerox. Marilyn Houston, CEO of Lockheed Martin. People are searching for a lot about them. A typical bio page just says where they went to school, might say a little bit about their work history, but what about quotes? People are searching for quotes. This is Google talking. They want to know quotes. Maybe if you're writing a story, maybe if you're a journalist, you're looking for something that they had to say. Why don't you be the result for that? Ursula Burns, Xerox could have a page talking about quotes that she said. Also, salary. Do you want Forbes telling your salary? Do you want some person that might be angry about the salary you have? Or do you want to tell that story? Especially for publicly traded companies, why not have the salary there? It's elsewhere, and you can be the voice for that salary. Let's talk about SEM waste. So I'm going to go into a little bit of math. It was not my strong point, but I think I have the numbers down here so that they're going to make sense in the end why this is really important. So I grabbed MailChimp. How many people have heard of MailChimp? Most people. MailChimp reviews. It's like, you know what, let's see if they show up for that. There's no organic results from MailChimp for that search. They're letting other people tell their story. They have customers. They've got tons of customers. But all that I'm seeing in the search, I'm looking for reviews. I see 3.5 stars by PC Mag. That's that borderline thing. I don't know, if a restaurant has 3.5 stars, and my wife goes, nah, we're not going to go there. But they could have customer testimonials, videos. They could be the voice of that query. But instead, they're not there, letting other people tell their story. but they do pay for that. You see them up there? They pay for that. This is MailChimp, official site, easily managed email campaigns. And you know where it takes you? It takes you to the homepage. If I'm searching for reviews about a company, I've probably already visited their homepage. So that's only going to be waste. Oh, I need to just shift this a little bit. It's only going to be waste. How much waste? For this one term, 12,000 searches a year, and it's almost $4 a click. If MailChimp gets 25% of these searches, they just killed $12,000. One term. Multiply that across all the other things that MailChimp or a company that size could offer, and that's a lot of money that is wasted in PPC. Where if they had an organic result, it's going to take a lot of that volume away. Maybe they don't even need to be in PPC, but maybe they need to be there for a brand purpose. If they have an organic result, talking about their reviews, they're going to save money. The next one, 6 p.m. If you've never gone to 6 p.m. before, you are going to start spending money as of like tonight. I've bought like multiple pairs of like flip-flops, sandals, board shorts, all in like December, because that's when it comes around there. But love 6 p.m. So I search for 6 p.m. coupons. And it says, oh, hey, are you looking for 6 p.m. coupons? It's like, yes, I am. I am looking for 6 p.m. coupons. Is that where you're going to offer me? No, you're going to drop me on your homepage. I've probably already been to your site. I've left your site looking for a coupon. Now you want me to go back to your site? Because you offer a coupon. You're putting me on your homepage. It's not going to help me. So let's look at that example. If I just take these ones, 6 terms out of thousands they probably have going to their site or that people are searching for, 91,000 searches a year, about $1 a click. If they get 25% of those, they're probably wasting $23,000 just on that. So they need a coupon page. This example, it's coupons. Just wanted to show very quickly, just don't set it and forget it for coupons or for anything that you're really creating. Go back and look at what the trends are. This is taken from Google Trends. The top one is coupon codes by 2009, 10, 11, 12. It kind of plateaus off in 2011 to 12. The bottom one is when you're searching for coupon codes in the month for every year. So people are now either because of habit, because of what other brands have done to them, or because that's just what it's the month. They're searching for months, and they're making their queries longer to find things that are more specific. So if you don't have the word June on that page, as sad as it is, you probably won't show up now. You're going to let someone like Retail Me not show up instead. So don't just set it and forget it. Find in Google Trends. They've got Breakout in there. They just updated these tools to be a lot better. So make sure you're not just forgetting your page and going, yep, checkbox. We got that. So you might have some objections saying that, you know what, we don't offer coupon codes. Okay. And the second one, $23,000 doesn't make a case. We're a big brand. There's lots of other priorities ahead of that. Okay. Well, aside from $23,000 only being 6 terms, it's huge. Affiliate waste. Let's add on to it. So we've got that money that you're wasting there. Let's look at the affiliates that are representing your brand. We'll go back to 6 p.m. again. Retail Me Not. Cool. Tech Bargains, Deal Catcher. Look at all those pretty affiliates there. They're taking up that volume. They're taking up all those searches, those 91,000 searches for those 6 terms. So we actually had a client create their coupons page. Didn't have one. They created it. Year-to-date visits, 9,000 people. Conversion rate, 29% of the people that came to that page converted. 29% is, I don't know if we have other numbers like that for clients, where you get to a page, convert 29% of the time. Revenue, $750,000. The page says, we don't offer coupons. No coupons are available at this time. Thanks. And Ryan Fontana, he heads our San Diego office. He had this data, and I was putting this presentation together, and then he was like, oh, by the way, I pulled these numbers. I was like, I will mention you. This fits perfectly. You have no idea. So follow him. He's a smart guy once in a while. So if we didn't have that page there, Retail Me Not, Deal Catcher, Brad's Deals, all those other affiliates are going to take up that volume. They're going to go to those pages. You know what those pages are going to say? No coupons available at this time. Click through. So they're not providing any extra value. With the same projections, same 9,000 visitors, 750,000 revenue, we would have paid out at 8% commission to affiliates. We would have paid out 60 grand. Our client would have paid out 60 grand just year to date, and they are not that big of a client. There are plenty other larger people than this one. So when we do that, we don't have a coupons page. How simple is it to create a coupons page that says we don't offer any coupons? But instead, we're like, oh, retail me not. You get $10,000. You get $10,000. You get $10,000. Deal Catcher, Coupons.com, Fat Wallet, Brad's Deals. It's a big Oprah party. Everybody gets $10,000. And so these are not like mind-blowing things that are going on here. It's looking at what people are searching for and having a page for that. But having a good page for it, even if it does have to say that we don't offer coupons. It's about saving money. It's about building relationships and creating assets. No tricks, tools, schemes. Like, why don't you just create these things because people are looking for them? And if you're not there, somebody else is going to be there and giving you 3.5 stars and taking affiliate commissions and wasting your PPC. Circling back, I'm going to talk about... We've talked about gathering data that's newsworthy and stop focusing just on links. Like that scholarship example, making an infographic with it, getting it listed on places like here. We look to form relationships over quick fixes. Take the time, reach out, be friendly. How long does it take to send a 2-minute email to a place like House to Home and start that relationship? And the last point, being the voice of your brand whenever it's searched. So my charity is United Cerebral Palsy of Philadelphia. They help provide kids with a better life, with activities, with physical therapy for people that have, or for kids that have cerebral palsy. The other one that's right down the walk is Street Tales. I love working with those guys. They let me walk dogs on my break and help clean up after them. So those are the charities I really love. I'm Adam Melson. Thanks.